The competency standard for standing trial, also known as the Dusky standard, is whether the defendant has sufficient ability to consult with a lawyer and a rational understanding of the proceedings. But what about pleading guilty or waiving the right to counsel? Do those actions require a different, higher competency standard? The United States Supreme Court faced this question in the 1993 case Godinez v. Moran. One summer day in 1984, Richard Allan Moran entered a Las Vegas saloon and killed 2 people with an automatic pistol. 9 days later, Moran killed his ex-wife before attempting suicide. 2 days later, Moran confessed to the police from his hospital bed, leading to first-degree murder charges against him in a Nevada state court. Moran pleaded not guilty before undergoing court-ordered evaluations by 2 psychiatrists, who agreed he was competent to stand trial. 2.5 months after that, Moran asked the trial court for permission to dismiss his lawyers and plead guilty, hoping to prevent the admission of any favorable evidence at sentencing. Based on the previous psychiatric evaluations, the trial court found that Moran was competent to plead guilty and waive his right to counsel. Additionally, the trial court found that Moran's decisions to plead guilty and waive counsel were knowing and voluntary. Moran was ultimately convicted and sentenced to death for each of the murders. He appealed to the Nevada Supreme Court. That court affirmed his death sentences for the Las Vegas saloon murders, but reversed his death sentence for the murder of his ex-wife, ordering a life sentence without parole instead. After exhausting his state court remedies, Moran petitioned for habeas corpus in federal district court, naming his prison warden Salvador Godinez. The district court denied the petition, but the Ninth Circuit reversed the denial of habeas corpus, reasoning that pleading guilty or waiving the right to counsel requires a different, higher competency standard than the one for standing trial. Godinez appealed to the United States Supreme Court, which granted cert.